As time progresses, the gaming industry becomes a lot like the music industry when it was in its death knells, right before the big fall in MP3s came. This endless sort of decadence when it comes to the budgets in gaming, the money they spend on promotion and needless focus on graphics simply because everything else about the game is subpar. I think of most AAA games like attractive women. When you meet a really attractive woman, the only thing she usually has to offer is her looks. Everything else about her soul is devoid of any value, meaning, or substance. And looks can only go so far before you think, kill me. Oh, death, where is thy sting? And we also have to deal with the fact that the gaming community itself allows for such levels of decadence, foolishness, and now catering to agendas, which is sad, because usually when you find people that have an agenda against video games, they aren't the people that play the games anyway. It would be like, I don't know, if baseball teams decided to listen to what people who played video games felt about baseball. It makes no sense. And don't get me started on the YouTube channels that are now catering towards making excuses for the AAA gaming industry. And sadly enough, they have millions of subs.
After last week's video on why today's AAA games should be costing more than $60, I am sure that at least a few of you were left wondering, can't we just cut production costs on these giant bloated games? And yeah, I'll admit, there are a few notorious cases out there like Destiny or Star Wars The Old Republic where better management could have saved millions of dollars. But on your run-of-the-mill annual AAA franchise like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed, there's actually not a ton of room to shave. So let's discuss why. Let's just start basic. Where does the money go when developing a AAA game? The first place is staff. You can't make a game without game developers. The average developer costs roughly $10,000 per month to employ. Programmers cost a little more, QA people cost a little less, senior staff and leadership at the top may cost a lot more, but on average, $10,000 per person per month is the figure that pretty much every studio uses when estimating game budgets these days. And that number may sound high, but keep in mind, I'm not just talking about salary. That estimate includes things like healthcare, any insurance or other overhead for the employees, bonuses, associated taxes.
But here's a nice example of how game companies might already be cutting the costs that we're told cannot be cut. One publisher, for example, allegedly loves to get out of paying health insurance to its QA testers with scheduled layoffs. The employer mandate states that if you have more than 50 full-time workers, you need to provide them health insurance within 90 days. So what does the company do? Hires and lays off workers before their 90 days are up, typically only keeping on project managers and the like. That's just the behind-the-scenes stuff I'm told happens before a game even comes out, to say nothing of the public mass layoffs we all often see developers rewarded with once their hard work is actually released.
How much is a man's soul? I guess you just have to get a blank check, or axe agid pie. OneAngryGamer.net posted this a while ago, and I honestly didn't care to look at it. It was updated on February 5th of 2018. I looked and I just got upset. I posted it on Twitter and I walked away, but now I'm actually looking at it. BioWare worries about the success of Anthem while they had Anita Sarkeesian visit their studio. And just looking at this, just reading that top headline, the second you see Anita Sarkeesian's name attached to a video game, all the hope you could possibly have had for it is gone. I think it's over. And the fact that she's now somehow tied to Anthem makes me feel like they learned nothing from their last failure, which was Mass Effect Andromeda. Andromeda failed so bad, EA put it on the back burner, which basically means Mass Effect, for all extensive purposes, is dead. It's over. There will not be another Mass Effect game for a long time. Get ready, you motherfuckers who like Mass Effect will probably be living like I was living when Shenmue was on the back burner for like 10 plus years. And maybe it's a good thing with the way gaming is getting right now. Two pieces of news have come out in a short amount of time that seem to spell inauspicious news for BioWare. First of all, there's an article over at Kotaku that hints at some of the BioWare developers feeling less than confident about the potential success of Destiny 2 clone Anthem. And there's also confirmation that BioWare Edmonton had a talking to from controversial and stirring culture critic Anita Sarkeesian. What on God's green earth could she contribute to them? what could she possibly say to them to make anything better or different, or give some sort of feedback that would make the game better? I mean, when you look at Anita Sarkeesian and how much of her rhetoric has been proven to be wrong, even the fact that she claimed to be a gamer for her entire life. There's video of her saying she didn't play games. She had to play games to write some thesis she was coming up with.
I'm going to show you a remix that I just finished this weekend and no one else has seen. One person has seen it. It's a soundtrack of one song, except I'm doing video games. So it's not exactly a fandom. I'm not a fan of video games. I actually had to learn a lot about video games in the process of making this. To me, the song is positive just because I've only contextualized it in a way to critique male domination in our media. And also video games, like I would love to play video games, but I don't want to go around shooting people and ripping off their heads, and it's just gross. So hence this is my response to that.
Is that not reason enough to know that this woman's a charlatan? The fact that she has as many subs as she has, and didn't they have like a crazy Kickstarter for $250,000? And later it was proven that Anita Sarkeesian recorded, feminist frequency tropes against women at the YouTube Google place in LA, which frankly, they give you a little studio, a little set and lighting and a camera and all the crap to use. All you have to do is show up, and you have to have 10,000 subs as a minimum requirement to use their studio areas. They had thousands of dollars upon thousands, and the best they could do was use free shit with all that money. And let alone the fact that she barely put out any videos, so she didn't really live up to her campaign. But hey, who cares? She had an agenda. I'm gonna go after video gaming with a fucking agenda, see where it takes me. In the Kotaku piece, it states that Anthem could be delayed all the way from 2018 to March of 2019 for PC and home consoles. The exact same delay that Mass Effect Andromeda received, moving from fall 2016 into March 2017. And we all know how that turned out. The sad fact of the matter is, I don't honestly think that they know what the fuck to do. EA is basically, at this point, grasping at straws. All EA really needs is to talk to people who actually play their games or play games in general. The fact that I was reading an article not too long ago about how EA is looking at the success of PUBG and thinking about ways they can incorporate new features into their Battlefield games because the Battlefield team's looking at it. And I sit there and I think to myself, why would you do that? It's Battlefield. I don't want PUBG and Battlefield. That's the last fucking thing I want. But they don't know what the fuck to do. Mass Effect Andromeda was doing procedurally generated worlds until fucking No Man's Sky ate dick. And now Anthem is a Destiny clone, but Destiny is doing really badly because of the shitty business practice of Activision, and now they don't know what to do with Andromeda. They have no idea, they have no clue. And I guess after the beating they took with all the microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront 2, they are just sitting there scared. And instead of doing something people want, they're just going to, I don't fucking know, grasp at more straws and then try and cater to an audience. I find that most feminists that complain about video games aren't hardcore gamers. Much like politicians, Politicians aren't hardcore gamers. They aren't immersed in this world. They don't really care about it. The only thing they care about is pushing one of their agendas, one of their beliefs, standing on their soapbox and telling you how you're a bad person. Oh, and save the children. And apparently that's not the worst part of this news. At least someone who works at BioWare, one of the developers who spoke to Kotaku, feared that Anthem could be their last shot at redemption. No shit, Sherlock. I can tell you right now, this is BioWare's last shot. This isn't even the real BioWare. This is some sort of bastardized child of BioWare. Everybody that made BioWare good, everybody that worked on the games we loved, from the original Knights of the Old Republic to the first Dragon Age, they're gone. They skipped ship a long time ago. What we have is a studio that has the name but not the people. It's kind of like the Chicago Bulls now. We're sitting here still thinking about the glory days of Michael Jordan, and that motherfucker retired years ago. This is it. This is over. When Anthem fails, BioWare is done. The nail's already in the fucking coffin. The CEO of EA is just waiting to lay the hammer down. I smell a dead studio. If you guys don't perform well, we're expecting 10 million copies sold in 2 months. Electronic Arts crowd Mass Effect's brand, locking it in the vault of shame until they likely cook up a plan to reboot the series a decade from now. Oh my god, that's exactly what the fuck I was thinking, dude. Isn't that kind of ironic? And after that happened, EA kind of like dissolved BioWare Montreal, which sucked anyway, and moved them into EA Motion Studios, which is probably like that's like their pension. If you worked in BioWare Montreal and you're in EA Motive Studios right now, I've got some advice for you. Start looking for another job. Put those CVs out there. put out those resumes. Get your shit together, because you'll be gone soon. BioWare is described in a piece of being both optimistic and anxious, because they know if they screw up with Anthem, they may as well unscrew the bulbs and shut off the lights before Metacritic scores roll in. Everyone sees the writing on the wall, even if there's no writing in ink. Don't worry, I have a black light for you bitches. I mean, it's over. I say that this is it. It's over. BioWare's dead. Anthem is probably going to be visually beautiful, but it's going to be lacking in substance, and it might just go the road of Destiny. I mean, not Destiny. Well, yeah, it probably will go the road of Destiny. I could see them fucking up on that level, but I also think that it might go the road of The Division. But unlike Ubisoft, where they allow their dev teams to actually try and pull a shitty IP out of the muck and make it better 1 to 2 years later, kind of like Siege, BioWare isn't going to get that from EA. The second this doesn't perform, they're toast. Everybody fucking knows it, and it's sad. BioWare, in fact, is so desperate to make Anthem work, they've pulled anyone and almost everyone from each of their other projects to focus on the third-person persistent online shooter. It's an all-or-nothing dive towards the finish line at this point. They're pulling everybody to work on it, and they want to get it done quickly. That seems foreboding to me. Like, why would the focus be on getting it done as quickly as possible? Why shouldn't it be more of cultivating this, you know? Like a fine wine, if you will. I mean, if you're going to pull everybody from everywhere, why not focus on making something that's memorable, that connects to people? Something that delivers people from the minutia and the monotony of their real lives, if you know what I'm saying. Because as a man who's living a very tough time right now, I can assure you, I would love a good game to come out and just take me away from all that. Personally, I've got some high hopes for Kingdom Come. I've been waiting for that to pop up, but that's another story for another time. Instead, it looks like they're going for the dude bro shooter with cool robots and mech suits and some powerful female leads. Which honestly, if you're truly someone who is seeking to make a gender equality sort of vibe, why does it have to be stressed that the lead is a powerful female? Like when I watched Star Trek Voyager, the lead character and the captain of the ship was motherfucking Janeway, and she was a badass. At no point did I ever stop to think, wow, Janeway's a woman. No, it was like, it's fucking Captain Janeway. It needed not be, it's just, she's the captain, Captain Janeway. She was so badass, she voiced Flemeth in Dragon Age.
Yours, an even trade, I think.
You have plans, I take it.
Destiny awaits us both, dear girl. We have much to do. Before I go, a word of advice. We stand upon the precipice of change. The world fears the inevitable plummet into the abyss. Watch for that moment, and when it comes, do not hesitate to leap. It is only when you fall that you learn whether you can fly.
Cheap advice from a dragon.
We all have our challenges.
We're going to regret bringing her here.
Regret is something I know well. Take care not to cling to it, to hold it so close that it poisons your soul. When the time comes for your regrets, remember me.
And Flemeth in Dragon Age 1 was awesome. Flemeth in Dragon Age 2 only did small cameos, and in my opinion, Flemeth was the highlight of Dragon Age 2. And as someone who owned the game, I don't know if I still have the game box in the other room, but when I was playing on PlayStation 3, I hated the games. It was so linear, it was so small, so many reused areas that you rehashed and went back to repeatedly. I vomited from playing that game. But when Flemeth showed up, I was like, oh god, thank god, some good writing, great delivery, and for the first time, it was an actor from Hollywood that wasn't shit at doing a voiceover. Fuck you, Keith Sutherland. The article then later on goes, now if some way you are convinced that this may save the game, think again. BioWare Edmonton also received a pep talk from Anita Sarkeesian in January 25th of 2018. Yes, the same Anita Sarkeesian who fabricated information about video games in the Tropes vs. Women series in order to demonize them, and the same Sarkeesian who harassed her arch-rival at VidCon, only for VidCon organizers to apologize to her after she harassed Sergon of Akkad.
Right? If you Google my name on YouTube, you get shitheads like this dude who are making these dumbass videos that just say the same shit over and over forget. And like, I need to give you attention because you're a garbage human. Whatever, dude. I need to give you attention because you're a garbage human. Whatever, dude.
And I'm not even a Sirgon of a COD fan, and I thought that that was childish and ridiculous of her. But hey, I guess I'm not even going into it because I don't want to do a video like 40 billion years long. You know what I'm saying? Yes, in today's bizarre world, you can harass someone and others will apologize to you for harassing that person so long as you're punching up on the perspective stack. No, I punch up all the time. Guess what? I get kicked down. I think what helped is she was a woman in a very patriarchal society. That's just how it is. It's very hard to be a woman. I think it's hard to be an ugly woman. I think that's hard. I think being an ugly woman is like the equivalent of being a man. But if you're all right looking and you got a decent head on your shoulders, you can make shit happen. Like Anita Sarkeesian. I'm not saying she has a decent head on her shoulders, but she knew how to play the game, and it has turned into a career for her. And she bullshit. She lied in most of her videos, and it turns into a career. She's respected. She was in Time magazine. If I ran around and told lies, Time magazine wouldn't fucking put me on the cover. It's a Gundam. And his take on hookers and blow. And then you see me dressed up like fucking Hugh Hefner with a bag of cocaine in one hand and a hooker's ass in the other. And I'd have that sort of like uh-oh, I didn't do it look on my face. Like Gary Coleman from Webster.
What you talking about, Willis?
So around the same time the article was posted on Kotaku about, you know, BioWare shitting bricks over their new big smash hit loser game, Anita Sarkeesian posted up this following tweet. I had such a great time touring BioWare Edmonton's office and having tea with a great group of women and allies. Thanks for your hospitality. Allies? What the fuck do you have allies for? What war are you fighting, bitch? These are great allies. Oh god. The Crimean War is gonna happen again and Anita Sarkeesian's our only fucking hope. Oh my god. It's like the fact that she has a career is just, it shows how fucked the gaming industry is. How fucked everything is. Proven to be a liar. Whatever, she's a woman and she's fighting for women's rights and feminism. Fine. I'm gonna fucking fight for men's rights at some point. The rights of the nice guy. Have you been the guy that women come to complain about their life? Yes. Are you the guy that women say they want to date but they never date? Yes. Have ex-girlfriends used you and then painted you as a villain? Yes. Well, I'm here to fight for your motherfucking rights. Do you go places and nobody gives a shit if your feelings are hurt? Then I'm here to help you. God, being a man sucks dick. You know what your vacation is when you're a man? When you sleep and when you fucking die. The collaboration between Sarkeesian and BioWare led many gamers down a path of deja vu, in which they were reminded of how the studio focused on social justice warrior propaganda and Mass Effect Andromeda, which helped contribute to the game tanking in sales. That and how poorly it was made. The typical response to the tweet from the average gamer is that they are afraid that this could be the death knell for BioWare. If you didn't already know BioWare was dead, I don't know what to tell you. I told the children a while ago, BioWare's dead, forget it, Anthem's over, doesn't matter. I didn't even know all this shit before I said BioWare was over, and here we go. I'm right again. It's 2018. Everybody's like, oh my god, 2018, oh my god. New year, new me, 2018 is gonna be great. Oh my god, count it down. It's gonna be a good year. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? 2018 is gonna be more shit than 2017. You can count on it, I fucking said it. And lo and behold, we are like a fucking month in and I'm right. Nobody is fucking giving me any sort of applause, except for that one motherfucker that loves me on Twitter. I love that guy. Don't even know his name, but he knows I'm right. If I start a fucking religion, he's gonna be the first goddamn apostle. Gundam 316, fuck you, pay me. EA has been on a downward spiral since adopting and focusing on socio-political propaganda in their games over making good games. Not only that, but even beyond attempting to appeal to social justice warrior communities, the company has been ratcheting up their anti-consumer monetization practices, which netted them scorn from consumers and investigation from lawmakers. The company is now in dire straits to deliver big on Anthem or see yet another major AAA outing fall victim to its undoing at the hands of EA's own poor decision making. The situation was outlined perfectly by YouTuber Clear Prince Gaming. Oh, that's the guy that constantly has like the sort of clickbait titles where it's like This game wasn't just something, it was murdered. And he does do a good job of editing, and he also writes like speeches basically, or scripts. I should do that, but I prefer just coming in like a guy at a bar telling you everything's fucked, and you're like, oh, he's funny, he's a lonely guy, I bet he jerks off at night. And the answer is yeah, I do. Fuck you. Of course, BioWare is now in a position where they must avoid putting the minority demographic of political activism above actual gamers, and must focus on delivering a game that isn't heavy laden with anti-consumer microtransactions and loot box themes around turning hardcore gamers into gambling addicts. It seems like this should be a common sense direction for any developer, but in today's age, so many studios are intent on losing money in favor of pursuing their ideological message front and center. All the while, publishing heads are intent on milking gamers out of every dime and dollar they have. We'll likely get a better gauge on what sort of quality we can expect from Anthem when E3, whatever the fuck, 2018 rolls around. Whoopee, E3. Remember when E3 used to be fun? We used to look forward to that shit. Now E3 feels like watching, it's like, oh yay, E3. Let's see what games are coming out. Ooh, here's another obligatory shooter. Up, here comes the fighting game. Up, here comes the kids games. This is where the console makers tease their next fucking underpowered console. Ooh, oh my god, I'm so happy. I really don't understand the thought process. Like, why would you even bother with these sort of social justice narratives and shit? They're not the ones buying your game. You know, I mean, fucking A, just make a good game, that's all. It's like Star Wars. For people who aren't fans of Star Wars, they like the new movies. For people who didn't eat shit and breathe it, for people who don't know, you know, the difference between all the Darth Vaders and Stormtroopers and blasters, blah blah blah, Star Wars is great. But for guys like me who know Star Wars very fucking well, the new Star Wars movie is pretty much a big fuck you from the industry. It's a big fuck you from the chick who runs Disney Star Wars crowd. I don't know what the fuck this bitch is on, but get me some of it, because I want to be that damn delusional. The fact that Rey, it just, everything that happened in the new Star Wars movie, well, man, you know, like, what? What the fuck is this? The Rey doesn't even need to be trained to be a Jedi. The bitch just is the Force. Let's just put it that way. The fact that Carrie Fisher's character doesn't die is, oh my god, stupid. Fucking stupid. What are you gonna do? CGI in Carrie Fisher for the new movies, you dumb fuckers? She's dead. She is fucking dead. Alright? Now some people sit there and get mad. You should be telling me to Carrie Fisher. Fuck Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher ain't do shit for me. She went and did a role. Alright, Carrie Fisher played Princess Leia. She was good at it, but she was doing her job. You know, I don't see anybody worried about Billy over fucking Wendy's working the fries and ODing on some drugs. Everybody just go, Billy, a fucking drug addict. Billy fucked up his life. Billy was just a fry maker. Fuck you. Billy made good fries. He made good fries. In a day and age where you go to a lot of fucking fast food joints where the fries are all soggy and old tasting and warm and shit like a dead penis, I don't know, Billy kept it crispy. Fuck you. Billy did more for me than Carrie Fisher. Billy made me fries. Point being, her character should have died, didn't. The whole movie's stupid. It's so dumb. It is so dumb. And I'm not going to ruin it for people. That's all I have to say. And I shouldn't even be on that. I fucking lost my mind. I don't even remember what point I was trying to make. I got so mad at Star Wars. Oh, that's right. Point being, if you know that your demographic are people that enjoy gaming, you don't cater it to people who just have like, oh, there should be some sort of strong female lead, there should be this and this, there needs to be more emphasis on women. Like, women are there, women are part of the human race. There wouldn't be humans without women. Like, what the fuck? I just don't get what the fuck's going on anymore. I don't. You know what? I don't care. You know, fuck it. Everything's fucked. Get a new hobby, alright? From Gundam to you, get a new hobby. Gaming is going down the drain. We all know it. It's fucked. PC gaming really, really sucks dick right now. We're all sitting here hoping, holding our fingers together that maybe, you know, some fucking computer manufacturers will put out some extra GPUs, but they won't because they're trying to cover their ass. Because the last time we had a crypto craze, they flooded the market with extra GPUs and the crypto craze died, and then there's a whole bunch of GPUs really fucking cheap, and the manufacturers were shitting bricks because nobody's buying new GPUs because the old GPUs are cheap. You can get like 4 for the price of 1. So now, you know, they're sitting there covering their dick while the rest of us squeal in misery. So PC gaming's fucked. RAM's expensive. Silicon's going up 20%. Everything's going to be cost more later because everything uses silicons from CPUs to GPUs to your phone to your iWatch to your mother's fucking bra uses silicon. Go fuck yourself. You'll be paying more. Get a new hobby. Go try motorcycle racing. Watch fucking Initial D. Go out and buy an I-86, A-86, whatever the fuck the car is. Learn how to drift and do some martial arts. Meet some chicks at the bar. Live your life. One day you are going to fucking die. And everyone's only going to remember you fondly for like a week and maybe shed a few tears. And then after your bitch ass is in the ground and cold, people forget you. You may as well make your time amazing now. The only thing that matters is right now. Alright? Right now. Fuck that. Fuck the future, it's all in your mind. Fuck the past, because it's a bad memory you can't really remember correctly anyway. The only thing that matters is right now. And right now, everything sucks dick. So my advice to you is try to make life suck a little less dick for you, baby. Because nobody else is going to do it for you. Don't you go out there trying to be a fucking hero. I tell you what happens to heroes at the end. They fucking die. And villains rule the country. Oh my god. He's like a foul-mouthed V for Vendetta. I hate him. His channel's gone down the drain. Wait. Your drain. Fuck you, Gundam.